Welcome back to Yoga with Paige. If we've practiced before, or welcome if you're new here. Today's class is about back bending. It is a beginner to intermediate flow. So we warm up through the spine. Back bending requires, of course, back strength and a little bit of flexibility, but also shoulder opening. We need to make sure our shoulders are open so our chest can be open. We also, a lot of people don't know that stretching through the hip flexors and the quadriceps does help as well. Everything's all connected, right? All pulls on everything else. So we're just going to take a lot of time warming up through the spine, kind of getting those nice little movements before we start deepening our back bends. So whenever you would like to grab your mat, you can get started. This class today on our backs, just first of all bringing our awareness to that space in our body. Starting to notice the breath, noticing the energy that's inside, moving all around. Arriving on the mat for this practice today. And then on the next inhale, we're going to reach the arms above the head and extend nice and long. You're pointing through the toes and reaching through the fingers as long as you can be. And then we can release. Take a moment of surrender here. And then take both knees into the chest, finding our happy baby. If our hands don't reach our toes, we can grab onto the ankles or the shins. If this is our first movement of the day, we're probably not too open. So we're going to open ourselves right up. Finding any movement that feels good, massaging the lower back, getting it ready, getting it warmed up. And remember, don't push yourself in this class. Definitely challenge yourself, test your capabilities, but don't force yourself past your limits. Listen to your body. And on this next exhale, we can gently release the feet and sit up on the sit bones, extending the right leg long. Left sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. Making sure we square off the hips here, sitting up nice and tall. And then exhale, slowly walk the fingertips forward. Breathing nice and deep. One more breath here. Before gently lifting up, switching sides. Making sure to square off the hips first. And take our time, making our way into the pose. Maybe taking a moment to close your eyes, thank yourself for arriving here. Exhale, go a little bit deeper. And then gently lifting the chest, coming onto all fours and sending the hips back for child's pose. I'm going to widen my knees. This is yogi's choice. We can keep our knees together or have them wide. We're just reaching the fingertips out. Reach as far as we can. Really open up through the shoulders. Feeling the space in the back, the expansion. Taking the left hand slightly on top of the right, finding a little side side body stretch. One breath here. And then exhale, walking it over to the left, stacking the right on top. Releasing back to center, coming up into our tabletop. Finding our positioning here, spreading through the fingers. And taking a cat-cow. Moving slowly, not rushing this process, this transition. Really working through the spine, rolling it out. One more round. Finding neutral spine. We're going to tuck the back toes and lift the hips. Walk the hands forward, coming into downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to find this pose. Big toes together. Head hangs between the arms. Sending the hips up to the sky. And then on the next inhale, lift the heels, roll through the back into high plank, and then staying on the toes, roll back upwards, like reverse it, back into downward facing dog. One more time, big inhale, lift the heels, roll, feeling each vertebra, gaze forward, and then send it back. Gazing at the hands, we're going to bend the knees. And gently lower ourselves down to the belly, untucking the toes. Hands come underneath the shoulders. We gently lift up, pulling the shoulder blades together, gazing slightly in front. And releasing the forearms to the mat. Big inhale, lift the chest, broaden through the collarbones. Holding here for a moment. Slowly lower back down, taking the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, coming back up into downward facing dog. Doing that one more time. Gazing at the hands, bending the knees, and then coming down onto the belly. Gazing slightly forward, finding length in the neck. And then coming into Sphinx pose, big inhale. Exhale to release the head, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Gazing at the hands, bending the knees, gently making our way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extending along through the crown of the head, and exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, hands come up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. One more time, big reach up. And exhale, taking the right foot off of the mat and reaching over with the left hand. Right hand drops to the leg. Big side body stretch, spiraling the chest open. Reaching nice and long. Exhale to come back through center. And then extend the left leg, reaching over. Okay, coming back through center. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus, the arms pinch the shoulder blades together. Nice and strong. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. And straightening the arms, we're going to take a little twist to one side, just twisting from the upper portion of the body. Gazing behind you if that feels good. Exhaling back to center to twist to the other side. One more time, each side, moving slow. planting the hands, stepping back into high plank. Leading with the hips this time, we're taking our roll back to downward facing dog. So lift up, use the core, and send it back. Find our downward facing dog. One more time the other way. Inhale, lift the heels, roll to high plank. And back, downward facing dog. Grounding through the left foot, raising the right behind, three-legged dog. Hold here. Hips are square. Gazing at the hands, bending the knee, bringing the foot, planting it in between the hands, raising the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, pulling the hands down, high crescent lunge, opening through the chest, the shoulders, reaching that heart up to the sky, nice and strong through the legs. One more breath. And on the next inhale, you can drop the left knee, reach the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, sink into the stretch. Exhale, open to the right side. Nice and strong and long. We bring palms together, taking the elbow to the outside of the knee, deepening our twist. Pressing palms together, feeling that energy. Exhale, maybe opening, straightening the arms. Really feeling the stretch in the front of the shoulder. And releasing back, framing the foot. Tucking that back toe to come back into our high plank, taking a vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Grounding through the right foot, lifting the left, hold here. Gazing at the hands, bending the knee, taking that foot in between the hands, rise up nice and strong, arms come behind, pull the chest, pull the hands down the leg. Take up space. Breathe in nice and deep. You got this. Knitting the thighs together. Next inhale, release the knee. Hands come above. Exhale, sinking into that hip flexor. Inhale, and then we revolve. Reaching out with the hands. Palms meet. We deepen our twist, gazing up or behind. Open, straight arms. Exhale to release, framing the foot, coming back into high plank. Sending it back, downward facing dog. Gazing at the hands, bending the knees. Coming onto the belly, Cobra Pose. Inhale, Sphinx. Feeling the lower back already strengthened. And exhale, release the forehead, arms come out in front. Arms come out in front. Gazing down, we're going to lift the right arm and left leg. Inhale, squeeze, hold, and release. Exhale. Inhale, opposite arm and leg. Hold for a breath, and release. Maybe picking up the pace, adding some extra heat, some fire into this practice. Making sure we're evened out with both sides before we take the arms behind us and come into full locust. Deep breaths, sending the pelvis into the floor, raising the chest, the arms, the legs. We're rooted and strong here. underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, pressing up with control, with strength, into high plank and downward facing dog. Gently walking up to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale to lift, palms meet, taking a slight back bend here. And exhale, heart center. Connecting with yourself for a moment, one breath. Letting anything that came up for you go. We're here right now. We're going to gently bend the left knee, coming onto the knee and onto the right. So we're up onto our knees. The next inhale, reach the arms above the head. And exhale, sweep them by the sides. We're going to find that squishy part on the top right here. And on the next inhale, draw the elbows together, send the pelvis forward, and slightly drop the head back if it feels okay. Only going as far as feels good. Maybe we reach full camel. We can find the ankles. We can always tuck the toes to give ourselves a little bit more height. Make it more accessible, whatever works for you. Keep breathing. If we can't breathe, then we've gone too far. Exhale, release onto the feet. Take the left arm overhead. Find the right ankle. Swinging camel. Release back to the feet. Take the other side. One more time. And release. Pressing up onto the toes. Coming into a yogi squat, back of the mat here. Heels can be planted or not. Opening through the hips. One more breath. Then planting the fingertips, straightening the legs, walking the hands in front to find our downward facing dog. We may have to reposition a little bit. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a intermediate transition, so do with it what you can. Challenge yourself, see how it goes, but don't hurt yourself, don't push yourself. Inhale, raise the right leg high, three-legged dog. Turning on the outer edge of that left foot, bending the knee, taking the right toes behind the mat, tapping the booty, and reaching up, wild thing. Opening up through the back, through the chest. Feeling this beautiful front body stretch as well as back. And then if this isn't a practice, if this feels okay, we're going to transition to full wheel. So we just turn our hands back and slowly walk over back onto the mat, full wheel pose. Bringing our knees together, nice and active, holding here, feeling the blood rush to the head. And then we can lay on our backs to get out very gently, or we can come out the way we came. We're going to press to the back of the mat and find our little Malasana. Opening up through the hips. And straightening the legs, finding our downward facing dog, preparing for the other side. Raising the left leg, bending the right knee, finding our little tap, and then shooting it across. And then maybe finding our wheel pose, seeing how it's different on both sides. Maybe we could do one and not the other. Pressing away from the mat. One more breath. And then gently we can find our way out. We can find a little hug for the knees. We can roll back onto the back. Taking whatever counter poses we need right now. And then we take a twist, keeping both knees together, let them drop to the right side ever so gently. Wringing out the lower back, giving it some time to rest. We can gently twist to the left. Gently coming back onto the back, making our way up onto the knees, scooting back, sending the hips back for a nice final resting pose, child's pose. Melting the heart down, maybe the forehead comes down. Coming back to our regular breath. And whenever we're ready, we can gently press up and make our way to a sitting position. I really hope you enjoyed this class. I hope you had fun with it. Let me know how it went for you down below. I would love to hear, and I look forward to practicing with you again very soon. Namaste, friends. Give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Let me know if you got a new transition, a new challenge, how it went for you, how you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you're not already to never miss more daily free yoga classes. I will see you next time on the mat.